Helen.
And I'm Liz.
And we're sisters,
Scientists.
and lifelong X-Files fans.
And this is We Want to Believe.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, welcome back.
Welcome, colleagues.
I have no idea what we're doing here today. It's kind of exciting. Can't remember what episode you
Yeah.
watched. I'm just here for the ride.
Didn't know what this episode was about, so it was exciting watching it because, oh my God.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. But before we get to that, I have a few other things. So, first of all, we were discussing a couple weeks ago whether or not EMTs can intubate people.
Yep.
And I reached out to a friend who is a advanced EMT who is halfway through paramedic school.
Oh, really?
And she said that in Wisconsin, which is not where they were, but that's all she could speak to, certain types of EMTs who are not the most intro level, but upper level or whatever EMTs, she phrased it more professionally than that, they and paramedics can intubate.
Oh.
Actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I have information from my doctor friend
Ooh,
about
please.
whether or not you would. So this is helpful because she didn't give me any information about like if an EMT could, but she said like, well, it wouldn't make any sense to do that though, because if someone has a punctured lung and you're just putting air then into their airway space, it's not going to inflate the lung. So you could potentially put in, you would need to fix that.
Right. I never thought about that. It would just be poofing out of the hole. Ugh. Yeah, I didn't ask my EMT friend specifically about that situation. I just asked her about, can you intubate? So, great. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. So together we have answers.
Yeah, yes. And the answer is basically like that Ian Malcolm quote from Jurassic Park that like just because you were so excited about if you could, you didn't stop to think about if you should. Like, you could intubate, but you shouldn't. So,
yeah. Oh, and it got brought up again because I texted my friend Sarah because I learned that apparently in early 20th century, tuberculosis treatment involved sometimes purposely creating a pneumothorax to collapse a lung.
What is a pneumothorax?
So pneumothorax is when we have air leaking into the space between the lung and the chest wall. And so the negative pressure that we need for breathing is thrown off. And so we get the lung collapsed.
Oh.
And so they would purposefully do that so that the lung would be starved of oxygen and the tuberculosis couldn't continue to replicate.
Whoa.
It was not like... I mean, it was sometimes successful, but it was also extremely painful and not your best option.
Yeah.
I want to be clear.
And I actually want to clarify, I reread my notes, and my EMT friend did not simply say, oh, yeah, they can all intubate. What she said was, basic and advanced EMTs, which are like step 2 and 3 on the ladder of EMT-ishness, again, my words, can place supraglottic airways, and paramedics can intubate.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what a supraglottic airway is, and I didn't ask her, but...
Supra? I bet you know what that means, right? Above.
Above? Okay,
Like
I was going to say,
superior.
like, over. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Something...
Glottic. Does that remind you?
Yeah, I know that I have a Derby friend whose Derby name is Glottal Attack because she works in speech pathology, I think.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your glottis is part of your airway. And so a supraglottal airway would be putting something above the glottis. Intubation, you go below the glottis.
All right. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And so Sarah says, like, what's the point of ventilating a collapsed lung? But you could actually just put the tube into one of the main stem bronchi instead of the trachea, then you just ventilate the good side. So essentially saying, like, you would do...
Okay.
You would just ventilate the good
Okay.
side. There'd be no point in just intubating. So, yeah. Great. I'm glad we got that cleared up. Thank you, friends.
All right. And I have a few other updates. One is from last week when we talked about, can you get thumbprints or fingerprints off of a body? And you said, well, we should ask our dad.
Oh, did you?
Well, I did. And he said, it's very difficult to
Really?
get fingerprints off a body, actually. Yeah.
Oh.
He's like, occasionally in like certain scenarios, and he was like, now let me check and see if this has changed since I did stuff. I'm like, okay, but like also this was the 90s, so don't check anything too recent.
Yeah.
But he said, yeah, it's like sometimes they can in certain conditions, but mostly no.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I I ended up calling him. I'm having a very busy semester, and so I think my like actual teaching is not up to its highest standard at the moment because I've got so much other stuff going on that like. So
Once
the other
you're good
day,
enough, you know, it's like
I have 2 more years until tenure, and
Yeah.
I feel like I can fully embrace that, but not to any. If there's any members of FS&P or Faculty Status and Performance who's listening, I fully intend to be awesome throughout.
of course.
So the other day, I overheard some of my students in lab talking about like, well, no, would that be homicide or would that be manslaughter?
Oh.
And so I went over and I tried to answer their questions.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go eat a snack in my office. And so I went in my office and I called our dad and was like, okay, I have students asking about this. And then by the time I got back, like most of the class had cleared out because it was right near the end of lab. And I started explaining the difference between these things.
Wait, I'm so sorry. Did you? I'm sure I'm wrong, but just to clarify, you weren't leading your own lab when you decided to leave and go eat a
No,
snack,
they were like
right?
working. They were like it's a 3-hour long lab.
Oh, okay. All right.
And so they were like doing their experiments. And so like over those 3 hours, oftentimes I will just like duck out to eat a snack because
that's nice. I don't have any labs that long. So,
okay. I also have a
ours are
TA,
short.
so we'll like switch off.
That's entirely different.
Yeah.
Okay. I just kind of imagined you just being like, yeah, I'm gonna nope out of here and go have a snack. Okay, cool.
And so I start explaining to this one table that had the question, and soon like the entire class is listening to, or not the entire, whoever
like
was
everyone left,
which was and was like, I'm sorry, do you all just want me to say this louder? And they were like, yeah, explain, what's the difference?
Oh, that's awesome.
So thanks to our father.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then one other update, which is just general X-Files update, which is, if our listeners haven't heard yet, that Ryan Coogler's reboot of the X-Files is getting at least a pilot on Hulu, and they have cast someone as one of the detectives.
I don't know anything about any
of this. You know a
this.
little bit about it, because I am nearly positive I've told you and we've recorded it, but I'm not 100% sure. I know. I don't know
who to blame
someone.
here.
I know it could be either one of us. Yeah, it's possible I told Mom. No, that doesn't feel right. I don't know. Why would I tell Mom? Anyway, Ryan Coogler, he's like a really cool director. He's someone that I would actually trust with this, if anyone. I don't know if you saw the horror movie Sinners that came out this year.
No.
I didn't either because it looks too scary for me, but it's supposed to be really good. And he did Black Panther. He did a movie, Fruitvale Station. He's done a bunch of really highly regarded movies, and he seems really cool. He is about your age, and he said like he grew up watching The X-Files with his mom, and he loves it. And so I feel like a reboot could actually be cool as opposed to just trying to have Chris Carter continue the same storyline.
Okay, so this is going to be with like new actors.
Yeah,
then. That's what you
and
meant by.
they're not playing Mulder and Scully. They're playing their own characters working on the X-Files.
I like that.
Yeah,
that sounds like it has promise.
Yeah, and the one actress that they've announced is Danielle Deadwyler. Her name is. I haven't seen her in anything, but again, she's in stuff that has good reviews. She looks cool. She's a woman in her 40s and seems neat.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Cool.
I'm personally cautiously optimistic about this. So
That's really
I
exciting.
feel like, yeah, why not? I don't know. It sounds good.
Well, see, this is perfect because our job podcasting is eventually finite because we will run out of X-Files.
Exactly.
And so
I was thinking
they need
that.
to start making more now.
Yeah. Although we do have quite a lot left, but
Yes.
but yeah, I do think it'll be a while before we get to the new ones.
Yeah.
So that was my last announcement. I think that's all I've got.
Awesome.
And now it's time to discuss the final battle in our
Da-da-da.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, Eves versus Phyllis Paddock, right? Mm-hmm. Man,
Yeah.
love it.
I know. I asked people online what their thoughts were. I thought I would share a few of those thoughts first.
Great.
The first thing somebody asked was, is this just the 2 child Eves or all of the Eves? And I was like, oh, just the 2 children. That, like, they were like, I think that, as they said, I'm going to have to give it to Phyllis. She fucked up a whole town. 2 kids, even Eves, can't compete with that. And I thought that was well put.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I think most people basically are like, it's got to be Phyllis Paddock. Another person said 1 candlelight incantation and she'd have the Eves taking each other out, which I agree.
Oh.
She's like holy magic.
Yeah.
Possibly the devil. So
Yeah,
I think it's her.
mean, I think it's an interesting matchup, but I think that she really just sweeps it. I mean, like I can't see a scenario in which they would best her.
Exactly. I agree. Yeah, I think she's she seems pretty much all powerful. So,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
we didn't see her get defeated. All these other villains we do eventually see thwarted in some manner. She is not. She's the only one who isn't. She leaves of
That's
her own
right.
volition and is like, it was nice working with you to Mulder and Scully.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think she's our champion.
I think she's our champion.
Yeah. Well done, Mrs. Paddock.
Congratulations,
Substitute teacher,
Mrs. Paddock.
devil.
Yeah, yeah. Substitute teacher, devil, and winner of the X-Files villains bracket.
Woo! Hooray. Yeah, I think she did it.
And that is it.
Well
I
done.
think she did. Absolutely.
I love it.
And I don't
Thank
know
you
why
for putting this together.
You're welcome. And I
great
don't know
fun.
why it didn't occur to me sooner that, of course, it does make sense she won. She's the only person on that list who was not defeated within an episode of the show.
Yeah, that never
So.
occurred to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
It makes
I'd love
sense.
to see a middle-aged woman doing something cool. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. You
Good
know,
for her.
creating snakes, killing children, you know, whatever.
Yeah, sure. I love it. Great.
I celebrate it.
I have no idea what we're discussing today.
Zero sum.
Oh, isn't that something else too? Isn't that? I swear that's like the name of a movie or
It
something.
feels like
No?
it. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't check. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me know if you are looking it up.
Presumably it's also
It
in
is.
X-Files,
I
though.
didn't just accidentally watch a movie and then be like, you know, the interesting thing is that no one from the X-Files is in this episode. No, although it's interesting, I just made that joke because Scully actually isn't in this episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So apparently, Gillian Anderson was going to be filming a movie. She was filming the movie The Mighty, and so she needed to take a week off. And so rather than make David Duchovny just do extra work, they decided to have an episode focusing on Skinner again. And this is an episode focusing on Skinner. I was surprised by so much in this episode. It's a good one. It's intense. It did lack that certain je ne sais quoi without having Scully there, though. Like, there's almost no, like, fun banter. It's all very deadly serious.
Ah, well, it's a zero-sum game.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
Yeah. It starts in a package processing place, like for the post office or something like that. And there's 2 women who are like clearly friends. They have a rapport. And one of them is like, I'm going to go take a smoke break. So she goes to the bathroom to secretly smoke, which I thought was odd enough.
God.
Yeah. It's like, who smokes in bathrooms?
Oh my God. There's like signs all over campus bathrooms being like, do not vape. It will set off alarms.
Oh,
and I'm just
God.
like, how stupid are people that like,
Yeah. It's just,
like for so many
just
reasons.
step outside. Like,
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I remember my junior high bathroom smelled like cigarettes, and I feel like
Oh my God.
that feels about right because that's the level of intelligence for secretly smoking in bathrooms. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's not this woman's fault.
Jeez.
The fact that she's smoking in a bathroom
Sure.
is immaterial to what
Yes.
happens to her when bees come out of the tap suddenly, like crazy. Bees. I know.
Oh no.
Bees, yeah. Way too many. Way too many. I was
Oh.
like, too many bees. I didn't care for it. Yeah.
Ooh.
They swarm her, they kill her, and then they leave.
Sure.
With an agency that I feel like is not fully explained.
Oh, I mean, these aren't magically controlled bees?
I mean, no, we'll talk more about the bees and what they're up to.
Okay.
But they basically, it's as if they have a mission. Because they wait until another woman leaves the bathroom, and then they emerge, they kill that woman, and then when her friend finds her in the bathroom, no bees.
Huh. Maybe killer bees are extra
Yeah,
smart.
I mean, what actually killer bees get brought up in the episode, and they say that like their venom is not actually or I don't know if venom is the right word, but they're not especially dangerous one-on-one. It's how they attack that is so dangerous, that they swarm to kill.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm sorry, can I just...
Please.
Do you remember when there were murder hornets?
Oh.
I feel like there was also a pandemic, and so it doesn't get like thought of enough that like... Where did the murder hornets go?
Paula Cole should do a
Are
new
they...
song called Where Have All the Murder Hornets Gone?
or maybe our own Zach Werner
yes,
can give it a
please.
shot since he
Well,
adapted.
Of course, he does all of our stripy insect parody songs.
Yes, he adapted Let It Be by the Beatles to be Killer
Yeah.
Bee. So I would like him to tell us where have all the murder hornets gone. But like, right? Doesn't that feel almost like a fever dream where it was like we were in the middle of a pandemic, oh my God, there's murder hornets, and now it's just like, oh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did we get them in
like,
the Midwest, or were people just talking about them?
No.
Okay.
I don't think
All right.
so. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can continue.
I forgot about murder
But that's
hornets.
interesting.
Yeah.
Animal behavior is an interesting interesting topic.
Yeah.
So apparently killer bees
swarm, killer bees swarm, and these bees, they moved like assassins. Like they were like, we go in, we kill her, we get out. And I don't have a full explanation for that, but it ends with the other woman, Misty, finding Jane, her friend's body, and screaming. And you think that's going to be the opening of the episode, credits roll. Nope. Then it goes to Skinner on a computer, deleting photos of the dead woman.
Whoa.
And
what?
then we zoom out. He's in Mulder's office. And then we have the opening.
What?
Yeah.
How have I never seen
I was
this
going,
one?
what? What? Like over and over. And so I'm going to describe a bunch of scenes, but what I want you to know is after the woman comes in and finds her friend's body and yells, there's no more dialogue until I let you know that there is. There's like a long patch with no dialogue, and it's very intense.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we see the credits, and we see William B. Davis's name.
Ooh.
And I'm like, okay, smoking man. And then we see Laurie Holden.
Ooh.
Which is Marita Covarrubias. And side note, I decided to try to figure out if we might be related to her. Since I don't think I've ever done that, and she has the same last name as us. No, I don't think we are. But I tried.
Okay.
Yeah. So Skinner goes to the package place. It's the middle of the night, and he goes in and he cleans up. And then he notices that, like, in the upper corner of the ceiling, there's a little bit of honey.
Oh, weird.
So that's weird. And I thought, bees don't just spread honey around, so I don't know what that's about.
Maybe it was a bear. Sorry, I have nothing to contribute.
We actually find out later why there's honey there.
Oh, okay.
But and it's not a bear, but I like that twist. So maybe there's an alternate interpretation of this episode that involves a bear. So let me know if more bear stuff comes up.
I will.
So we see him cleaning, and I'm just writing in my notes, oh, Skinner, what are you wrapped up in? Like, he's like he takes the woman's cigarette stub, he's being very exact. Then he goes to the morgue, and he takes the woman's body.
What?
Yeah. And he's almost caught by an employee who goes in because he hears noises, but he's not. And he puts the body in, I believe it is actually a sleeping bag this time and not a body bag, but I'm not sure. I apparently can't tell the difference. A big bag. I think it's a sleeping bag.
Sleeping bags open at the top and the side. Body bags open,
in the middle.
So that the head is covered.
No, I'm not sure. I think it was a sleeping bag or possibly even a duffel bag.
Oh, okay.
Like a really big, because he doesn't want to look like he's carrying out a body.
Sure.
And listeners, if you can hear a weird pounding in the background, it is just raining really hard all of a sudden in my office.
Wow. I mean,
No, not in my office. This is a new building. That's not, although I have my complaints, that's not one of them. But right outside my office.
wild.
So-
Yeah, I can hear that. I thought it was
Yeah.
like a kettle or something. It sounds
No.
wow, wild. Okay.
That's the rain.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't have to leave my building to teach, so I can just be like, nice.
That's good.
Most people do. Adam has to.
Oh, that sucks.
I'm all cozy.
Yeah.
So
Wild. Okay. So Skinner is taking this woman's body.
he takes the body to an incinerator
Oh boy.
and he burns it.
Okay.
And I mean, he has to like go down in an elevator with it and then back up some stairs. And I mean, like, as we know, Skinner's in very good shape. And I was like, you'd have to be doing all this
For real.
activity with a body. I mean, I don't know. Stairs are tough without carrying a body.
Yeah.
And it's only after the body is burned that we get a scene with any dialogue again. Like this whole interaction with like his whole, multiple locations, nothing. But then he's at a police forensics lab in Richmond, Virginia. And he's asking for the results of the pathologist's work on this woman's body, on Jane's body. And you just see the person at the front desk talking to him, and they're saying like, "Oh yeah, what's your name?" And then we see Skinner say, "Fox Mulder." Yeah. I said what out loud, like, what is Skinner doing? I'm thinking. So he signs a form, and the guy gives him a like big like Tupperware type bin with a bunch of little test tubes and things in it, and Skinner quickly swaps out a blood sample for another one when the guy isn't looking. And then he's leaving. He's heading to his car in the parking lot, and another guy we haven't met yet comes out and is like, "Oh, Agent Mulder, I'm Detective Ray Thomas. I'm the one that contacted you. I heard you were in the building.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm the one that sent you the pictures." And Skinner is like, "Oh, yeah, it turns out there's nothing for me to investigate here. Nope. Yeah, nothing weird."
Whoa.
And then he's like, "But her death seems, suspicious, and don't you run the X-Files?" And he's like, "Oh, nope. All is well." Just, and kind of brushes
Yeah.
him off. And the guy's like, "Well, then why are you here in the middle of the night?" "Just doing my job like you are." And Skinner leaves, but then we see there's a man in the parking lot who is familiar in a employee of the syndicate sort of way, watching, notes this. Skinner gets home, takes off all his clothes except for his white briefs. And
Whoa.
I was like, whoa, that's a lot of Skinner. I forgot, which, I mean, that was how I was so confident he's in such
Well,
good
I was
shape.
about to say maybe people were like, "How could he be carrying that woman's body?" And the actor was like,
Yeah,
"Wow,
they're like-
I better."
Yeah, we need a scene to make it more realistic.
Yeah.
At that point, I decided to look up how old Mitch Pileggi was in this scene. The actor who plays
Yeah.
Skinner. My age.
Really?
Exactly. Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Wow.
Like, I felt, because I always thought of Skinner as like old.
Yeah.
Not like old, but old, And now, but now I feel completely comfortable with that. I feel like, sure, I could be Skinner's age. He looks great.
Wow.
You know,
Maybe after
whatever.
you learn how to dunk a basketball, you can work on carrying people in duffel bags.
Honestly, I think that's going to come first.
Well-
I mean, not as like a logical skill set. Like, first you must learn to carry people's bodies upstairs and then you can dunk a basketball. But more like,
It's
I
more
think
realistic.
I actually could learn to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
A student was telling me, we were talking, it's always fun after pathology, we started talking about everyone's illnesses and everyone's, injuries and stuff. And one of my students was talking about how when she really hurt her hip as a student athlete when she was like 16 in high school, her dad would have to like literally carry her everywhere. Like she could not
man.
lift or move
Oh
one
my
of her
God.
legs for a while.
oh my God.
And so her dad would have to like carry her to the bathroom and I like suddenly was just like, oh no, and was thinking this is like a relatively smaller stature person, and then her dad, and I'm just thinking like, I have boys. What's gonna happen? I can't carry them.
play
And,
sports.
and was suddenly like, oh no, what's gonna happen? Zach won't even be able to carry them. What are we gonna do? So
You're going to need a pulley system.
yeah. And we don't have
Yeah.
a bathroom on our first floor. We just have one upstairs and
know.
downstairs. So
That's why you'll need the pulleys. Yeah.
So I need to maybe this is my goal instead of learning to dunk. I need to learn how to carry people. Yeah.
I mean, maybe you do it like that, like Greek story with like the ox or whatever. Start carrying them now while they're not full size.
Still. Yeah. I mean,
great.
I don't do it as often, but Hugo will still jump in my arms. But William's getting too big. So, Well,
you're going to have to work on that. I don't know.
Yeah. Better start lifting.
I mean, to be fair, most people do not have to carry around their student athletes.
No, I'm aware.
Yeah.
But, it suddenly hit me that, that's not an option for everyone, though. That's not...
Yeah. I mean, I was just thinking, I felt driven nuts in, the brief amount of time where I couldn't put weight on one leg and was on crutches, or then, healing from the knee surgery when I could put some weight on it, but I had to use a walker. Having to get Adam to bring me things drove me insane. If I had to be carried somewhere, I would be so unpleasant.
Yeah. I mean, I do think it probably helped she was 16. So I do think there's a bit of a and it was her parents who were taking care of her. I think it's a difference than being a married person in your 40s having to you are used to a lot more autonomy and independence. And not that it wouldn't 16, also drive her crazy, but
Yeah. I mean, I feel maybe if someone were Hugo's age, although then you have to explain, no, you can't move.
Yeah.
There would be downsides there too.
Yeah. I mean, overall, it's a tough situation. So.
Yeah. Anyway, in this case, Skinner, though, clearly fit. He can carry people around, living, dead, whatever. He's standing there in his underwear for no reason. Changes clothes. He's bagged up his clothes that he was wearing that day. He's going to take them to the trash. It's still the middle of the night. He opens his door, and there's Mulder.
He opens his door in his underwear?
No, he changed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he put on some other clothes. Okay. Yeah. So he's going to go take the garbage bag with his other clothes that he wore for all his nefarious stealings out to the garbage. Sees Mulder. Mulder's like, I came over because your phone wasn't working, and I want answers. There's this postal worker who was killed, and then this detective, Ray Thomas, was killed execution style just 2 hours ago, and they were just interrogating me because someone impersonated me and signed my name in, and so I think whoever did that killed this detective.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah, as I imagine what Skinner is thinking.
Yeah.
And then Mulder mentions that Scully's tumor, they're worried about it, and so she is now getting some imaging tests, and she's out of town, and so that's the in-show reason for Scully not being there.
I see.
But it also very much relates to what's going on in this episode. So remember at the end of
Small Potatoes?
Memento Mori?
Oh, Memento Mori.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Where Skinner has convinced Mulder not to make a deal with the Cancer Man, but then Skinner makes a deal with him.
Yes.
I'll do something.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's around here when that starts occurring to me. Wait, Skinner made some deal. So that's what that is.
Okay.
So Skinner goes out to his parking garage, and Cigarette Smoking Man is there. Everybody's there. It's 4 a.m. I don't know. And Cigarette Smoking Man, he's just so cigarette smoking manish, He's you're not really in a position to walk away. A man digs a hole. He risks falling into it.
Oh, my God.
And just, saying things. And he's making it clear that, Skinner, you left the job unfinished, so I had to have someone take care of it. And Skinner's yelling at him about murder, And it's clear, Cigarette Smoking Man had that detective murdered.
Right.
Yeah. So then Mulder calls Skinner, I think it's the next day at this point, and is like, okay, we definitely know something is up because that blood was swapped as well. Because Jane had a folic acid deficiency, and that sample is normal.
Don't suppose she was just taking folate as her doctor prescribed?
Apparently not, I guess. Yeah. So they also are like, okay, we know the type of gun that was used to kill him, but we haven't identified what gun yet. And Skinner goes and opens a drawer, and his gun's missing.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So they're framing Skinner. This is a very Skinner intense episode.
I like it.
And I mean, and yeah, it's great.
I like it. I'm listening to you tell me about it. I want to watch it, is I think what I mean.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that this episode existed. Like, I'm sure I've watched it, but it's definitely not one I did a bunch of rewatches of. I also think that I always remembered it as, the conspiracy episodes are generally two-parters.
Yeah.
Like, starting by, like, season 2. And that isn't the case. I think I just watched those ones a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this is not a two-parter, and it is absolutely conspiracy-ish.
Yeah.
So Skinner is talking to Cigarette Smoking Man, and Skinner's mad because he's like, Scully is still sick. I did this for you, and you said you were going to save Scully.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she's still sick. And he's like, I'm monitoring it, And so Skinner decides he's going to investigate, and he goes back to the postal facility during the day, and he gets some more honey.
Oh.
And then he's like talking to like a supervisor there and says, and I was like, whoa, he says, I need a hammer.
Okay.
Yeah. And he just busts up the wall, and there's like a big hive back there.
Whoa.
Right behind the wall. Yeah.
Whoa.
The bees were not home.
That's
though.
good. I mean, they knew he was coming, presumably, since they have such great intelligence.
Yeah, I really, as I'm telling you this to you, I didn't think that much about the bees' behavior while I was watching it. And now I'm like, were these bees like, I don't know, equal partners as part of the syndicate? Like, he's onto us, guys, get out, Like, he does take a little sample of the hive, though, to some sort of bee man.
Sure.
Some sort of scientist. And
apiarist?
that's when No, he's more of a bee scientist. I don't know. He's like in a lab, and I don't remember what they described him as. He's a science bee man.
An entomologist?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know. I swear that's not what they called him.
I mean, that would...
I'm running out of words.
Yeah, that's okay. I feel like he's probably an entomologist if he's a scientist who studies bees.
Yeah, maybe he knows Dr. Bambi Berenbaum.
Maybe.
Yeah. So the guy is going to look into, like, what type of bee this could be. And then the guy says, so is this related to that call that I got about 6 months ago? And Skinner's like, what? Tell me more about this call. And he's like, oh, yeah, and Agent Mulder called me asking about killer bees and something in Canada. Yeah. I mean, of course he did.
Yeah, I love that.
I know. So Skinner goes to Mulder's office, and I'm thinking a lot about security here. Because the X-Files, of course, in the 90s, they are literal files. They are physical files in a filing cabinet,
Yeah.
So Skinner walks in and starts looking at the file with all the information from, like, the Herrenvolk episode, where it's, like, clones and bees in Canada and smallpox.
Oh.
And he's, like, looking at photos and stuff in Mulder's files.
Man. Yeah.
He just walks in. Now, I know that you have to have a badge and everything to get into the building.
And a key, presumably,
but
for
if
the office.
you're Mulder, what are you supposed to do? Trust no one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not trust everyone in this building, but no one else. Like, he just walks in. He also walked into Mulder's office earlier and got on his computer.
I mean, presumably... just because you have a key in the building doesn't mean that everyone can access Mulder's office. I mean, he would have to have a specific key for Mulder's office.
Yeah.
But as his supervisor, it makes sense that he would.
That is fair. That is a good point.
I mean, that doesn't
I wasn't thinking
that
about
weird
that.
to me. If it was like someone in some other office, that would be weird. But I mean, like, I don't know. I guess... Well, I mean, all the stuff...
You've told me before that, like, office keys in your building are very different than here.
Yes, they are much more neutral. They are much more prevalent. They are much more universal. I don't know what word I'm going for. But...
Neutral, prevalent, universal. The keys of Beloit.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I can get in my colleagues' offices, which I
That's
guess
wild
is
to
pretty
me because I
weird.
absolutely can't. Yeah.
Huh. I mean, it's really convenient,
whenever I
though.
lock my keys in my because I lock my keys in my office all the time.
Yeah.
As you can imagine.
Yeah.
And then I have to go to like the one person who is in charge of the master key.
Oh, yeah, no, I can just, I mean, all the time we're like, hey, can I borrow your keys? And, and it gets us into
Wow.
everything we need to. I mean, I guess.
I mean, as I say that, I've never tried to use my key to get into a colleague's office because I think the risk of being seen doing that and looking and being like, oh no, it's just my sister told me. Like,
Well, and I mean, we know we have this power, and so it's, like
Right.
someone wanted to leave
If
someone else
everyone knows it.
right, a book the other day, and so they were like, oh, tell so-and-so that I left a book on her desk, and, we have this, like, floating tackle box full of sex stuff for when we teach, like, sex ed.
What?
We're biologists,
I think that floating first made me picture something so much more magical.
No, it's one of our colleagues primarily, but then, like, if one of us is teaching human sexuality that
Okay.
day, we'll, like, borrow it.
Got it.
And
Okay.
so it'll be like, oh, no, that's fine, but you can go grab that from my office, sort of a thing.
You should work with a physicist to make it literally floating. Like do something with like magnetic repulsion or something.
Britt, are you listening?
Yeah.
friend Britt is-
yeah, Britt. Literal, physically floating tackle box full of sex stuff.
Great, and we'll publish it. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Interdisciplinary. We love it.
But yeah, so I guess the idea is slightly less weird to me. But also, like, I don't have anything in my office I don't want my colleagues seeing. I trust my colleagues.
Right.
And also, everything of importance is on my computer. So, like, it's not like all my colleagues have my password, That's very different than, like...
Yeah. And Skinner apparently can get on Mulder's computer. I mean, part of it is just like it's wild seeing computing stuff in the 90s. He's got one desktop and that's it. And I just feel like if you're Mulder, you should have like quadruple backups of everything because
Yeah.
who you're dealing with here.
Yeah.
So
I bet Fro Hickey would tell him the same thing.
absolutely. Yeah. So Mulder walks in his office. Oh, but not before Skinner sees Marita Covarrubias' name.
Oh.
So Skinner is going to call her, but then Mulder walks in. And Skinner's like, I was just leaving you a note. And is like, I want to be like, Skinner, you got to get better at this, man. Because he's very suspicious. Well, Mulder's like, well, I'm glad I see you because I have news. The bank across the street had a security camera, and we were able to get a photo of the man in the parking lot that Detective Thomas was talking to before he was killed.
Uh-oh.
It's just too grainy. Yeah. And so you can see, like, we know it's Skinner, but it's very, very pixelated. And Mulder's like, but I'm going to have our photo experts work on it. And it's the classic,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
know, thing where it's like the data isn't there. They can't do this. But apparently the FBI has specialists that can. So suspension of disbelief. But it's going to take a while. So Skinner is very nervous. You know, he's got a little bit of time until Mulder's able to see what's on this photo. And so then there's this call between Skinner and Marita Covarrubias. How do you feel about Marita? What are your thoughts on her?
I think she's fine. I wish I liked her more because she is an informant and she's a woman but like X was just so cool and I just feel a little about her.
Underwhelmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And I also, like, I realized that the way that she says her lines cracks me up.
Oh, really?
Like, not intentionally. So,
Like she's very like sincere or
very sincere, but also like, and this is not intentional, I'm sure, but almost like sultry.
Oh.
Like, for example, Skinner is like, you know, what was it that Mulder wanted to know about with this like Canadian bee project? And she's like, there was no evidence of beehives or bee husbandry. And just the way she says it, I don't know. And he's like, and Skinner's like, well, I have some evidence now. And Marita says, you have evidence of these bees? And I don't know. Her saying, you have evidence of these bees was just killing me.
That's great.
Unfortunately, of course, the bees kill the scientist bee man.
Oh, no.
Yeah, again, way too many bees.
Oh.
But this time, they are able to get the body, and Skinner goes with Mulder to, like, talk to the pathologist to examine the body, because now Skinner, of course, wants to figure out what's going on and stop cigarette smoking man.
Right.
And do you know what there's evidence of in his body besides lots of bee stings?
Smallpox?
Smallpox.
What? Now,
Yes.
so smallpox was eradicated in 1980, which I don't think I've really thought. Did they talk about in the other one about the fact that it was eradicated? I don't remember, is the thing. I know we've got the stuff with the smallpox vaccine scars and the arms. And I know we've got the guy who fell from the telephone wire who looked like he had smallpox. I can't remember if they're just like are we supposed to be like smallpox, but that doesn't exist anymore? Or
Yes, we are. Because
okay,
that's what they say in this episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
They're like, that can't be.
Okay.
And Mulder's like, I think that they are engineering a method of delivery of smallpox, and that's what the bees are.
Yikes.
The bees are bringing smallpox. Mulder does not mention that they are super intelligent bees who swarm in, give the smallpox, and then disappear.
Maybe it's
because that is absolutely what they do.
The smallpox is what's giving them their intelligence?
Intelligence? Yeah, what effect does smallpox have on bees? Does it make them really smart and good at problem solving?
I mean, no, but
Can bees carry smallpox? Is that something that people know?
No.
Oh, they can't? They just can't?
No.
All right, let me ask you a question. Could it be like, all right, could it hold on to some smallpox?
I mean,
like,
okay,
just like
in theory.
have some on its little feet?
So, like, let's say we put a bunch of, so smallpox is a virus, first of all.
Yes.
So let's say that we had a bunch of smallpox virus on a flower?
Yes, on a flower.
And the bee buzzed over to
Lands.
it, buzzed away.
Yeah.
Theoretically, I guess it could act as a vector for it, but it depends on like how fast it's encountering the person in between. And I mean, bees are not typically vectors for things. They're not very good at carrying diseases, like something like a mosquito or a tick or something like that.
Yeah, that's why you have to train them.
That's why you have to train them.
Yeah.
They're not naturally good at it.
Yeah.
But God, I feel like this with ticks would be so much more horrifying. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh God, I found a tick on me once in my house.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I found another tick on me in my house that may or may not have been the same tick later that day, and I lost my goddamn mind.
Why didn't you get rid of the first one?
Well, I think we did.
Oh.
But what if we didn't? I like to tell myself we didn't, because if there were two ticks, I can't handle that.
All right. Then it must have just crawled away.
Yeah.
Back.
I was sitting on the couch. I screamed. Adam came and he got the tick. But is it possible the tick fell out of the napkin? It is possible.
It's possible.
It's possible. Because I felt it on my neck.
Oh, that's awful. Oh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Ugh. I do think that ticks, because they don't live in intense communities and they don't fly, they probably make for a less scary picture on TV.
Yes.
But they would be more effective here.
Yes. So bees are not very good vectors of disease. They're just too nice. I mean, that's not true, but
Like, it's like the ones that are good, that are vectors of disease. It's because they're mean.
Yeah, those ticks
because they want to be. Yeah.
I mean, I kind of feel that way, frankly.
I know.
Which is not to say that bees can't carry disease. It's just less common.
Less common. Yeah.
And I mean, this was like a really big fear, though, the idea that people would use smallpox for biological warfare.
Yeah.
And it's still, I mean, I feel like it is still a concern, but you hear it less. Like, I feel like this is a little bit sign of the times-y, that, like, there was a very big concern that, like, because as far as I'm aware, the only stocks of smallpox virus that we have are in Atlanta at the CDC and in Russia.
Oh.
And so the concern...
Maybe Krychek brought them back.
Maybe. And so the concern, right, was that, like, someone could use smallpox for biological warfare because it's been used in the past really effectively.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
And so this is just very interesting to me.
Yeah.
And also very biologically unlikely, but that's okay.
Yeah. The bees?
The bees, yeah.
Yeah. So Skinner goes to talk to Jane's friend Misty, the one who found the body. And she's like, I can't talk to you. Like, I don't want to lose my job. And he's like, you're not going to lose your job. Like, I'm a federal agent. Like, you can tell me what you saw. And she's like, but the men who came, they said if I told anyone what I saw, they would, make sure I lost my job.
Oh, yikes.
And yeah. And so Skinner convinces her to talk. And she's like, well, they just wanted the package.
Huh.
So
I'm sorry.
Not a coincidence that they were at a packaging facility.
I'm just sitting here thinking about smallpox. I mean, I'm listening to you, but also,
yeah,
about
as one
smallpox.
does. Yeah.
And it's occurring. It's interesting because, like, see, this is the thing that if someone gets stung by a bunch of bees, they're gonna die because they were stung by a bunch of bees. So what is the point? Is it like so that the people that find the body are infected with smallpox? Because the smallpox isn't what killed her, presumably. And it couldn't have in that short of a time. So, like...
Oh, well, Helen, we're going to get to that.
Oh, okay. All right, excuse me. Continue.
The bees are smart, but so is the smallpox.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, let's keep talking about this once I give you a little bit more information.
Right.
Because basically, this big packaging facility, they store damaged packages. They get like left there. And so that is why this facility was important. So unfortunately then the phototech calls Mulder and is like, here, I've worked all night on this. And they show it and it's Skinner.
Yeah.
So as we knew it would be. And then we see cigarette smoking man with the syndicate and it's one of those ones where you're like, he seems all powerful until you see him with the syndicate. And then you're like, oh, they don't really trust him. They don't think he's like their best person because they're, like, this seems like it's a little out of control. Mulder knows stuff. And he's like, I've got it all taken care of. Everything's handled. I've got a man who handles this. And I've got bees who handle this. No, he didn't say that. But they're like, so is our plan still going ahead? And cigarette smoking man is like, it's already begun.
Oh, boy.
And then there's like a truly horrifying scene where the bees come out with a bunch of kids on a playground at school and attack. And the teacher gets all the kids inside, but does not get herself inside fast enough. And the bees swarm the teacher and kill her.
Oh, my God. Why? What is the point of... How is that the plan?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a really good question. Like, what aim does the syndicate have that they're like, we should just go kill this teacher? Like, I mean, I do think it's still in like a test phase. Because they call it the trial.
Well, apparently the bees are not well trained enough, guys. You gotta give them better directions.
I think the direction was go kill these kids. This is the trial.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's horrifying. Skinner goes to the hospital where this happened and is telling the doctor, you have to treat these people for smallpox. And the doctor is like, no, that's insane, basically. Like, smallpox has been eradicated. And he's...
No, sir, that's insane. We don't have specific treatments for smallpox.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you do?
I mean, you gotta wait it out. You gotta be quarantined. I mean, maybe they could give you some antivirals, but there was not like really a good treatment for it. That's part of the problem.
Oh, that's why it's important to vaccinate against it and to then
yes, it is.
Keep it eradicated. Okay.
Right. So, I mean, they could like treat the fever, make sure you're hydrated, that sort of care. But it's not like they can like give you antibiotics or something.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For bacteria. Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Well, the doctor says, no, this can't be smallpox because smallpox has an 8-day incubation period and these kids were stung today.
Ah, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So they handled that. So I guess it's like a speedier smallpox.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Marita shows up and is like, I saw that packages were sent to this town. There were 7 packages. So now we understand that like packages were mailed from Canada full of bees, and one of the bee packages got damaged, left at that facility where Jane died.
Oh my
and
God.
the bees were like, I guess we kill her. And then they were supposed to kill this teacher. I don't know. Skinner and Marita talk, and Skinner's very cagey. Marita seems very suspicious of him. You know, she's like, "Are you involved?" And he kind of is like, "No." Like, it's again, he needs to practice his lying. When Skinner goes home that night, Mulder is waiting for him in his apartment. Again, making me think, security, guys. Like, all of you need better security.
Yeah, I mean, that for sure seems like an oversight.
Mm-hmm. And so Skinner is got Mulder's gun pointed at him, and Mulder is like, "You're in league with cigarette smoking man. You've been in league with him all along." And Skinner's like, "No, look, the gun, or the drawer I store my gun, has been like forced open. Why would that be the case if I was the one who did this?" And the gun is back, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. So they've put it back. So they go and do some ballistics testing. And indeed, it is the gun that killed Detective Thomas. But Skinner has managed to convince Mulder that he is not guilty. And so the person that does the ballistics analysis is like, "Where'd you find this gun?" And Mulder's like, "Oh, it was in a sewer grate around the corner from the crime scene." And the ballistics man is like, "Well, the serial number is filed off, so the gun's untraceable, so it's kind of a dead end, huh?"
Oh. Whoa.
So that's it. So Skinner's off the hook. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep. And then we see a lot. Again, this is an episode full of people sneaking into places that they shouldn't be able to just get access to. And in this case, Skinner is waiting inside cigarette smoking man's apartment. How does he even have his home address? How did cigarette smoking man let that out?
Yeah, that seems wildly unlikely.
Yeah. And cigarette smoking man is like, "What are you doing here? Is this part of our deal?" And Skinner's like, "Scully's dying. We don't have a deal." And cigarette smoking man is like, "I saved her once before when I had her returned to Agent Mulder, like after she was abducted."
Oh.
Yeah. And his phone is ringing, and Skinner has this gun pointed at him, and cigarette smoking man is like, "If you're going to shoot me, shoot me. Otherwise, you know, you'll never know if I could have saved Scully. Let me answer my phone." Skinner then shoots his gun, and I thought, oh my God, did he shoot cigarette smoking man? No, he just shot near him to scare him, I guess. Huh. I don't really know the point of that, honestly, except to make the viewer briefly think that. So Skinner walks out. Cigarette smoking man answers the phone, and it's Marita.
Oh.
Yeah, and we just hear him at first going like, "Oh, he was just here." So talking about Skinner.
Yeah.
And cigarette smoking man is like, "I'm sure Mulder will be contacting you." And Marita says, "I'll tell him what you want me to tell him." And cigarette smoking man says, "Tell him what he wants to hear." And that's it.
Man. Wow. How have I never seen this?
I don't know. I really feel like I clearly fell down on the job here. I should have made sure you saw it. Because it's a really good episode. It's really important. It's very intense. It's full of smallpox and bees.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great for you.
Yeah. Wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, and then what's next? What will I
Elegy?
Elegy. That's familiar. I can't remember, but
yeah, it's a very familiar name. It's. I'm looking at like some summaries, like just like one-line summaries. What does this mean? Mulder and Scully probe a series of murders in which each victim has been warned by the dead. Huh. So I don't know. Sounds ghosty, I guess. Cool. Great. Scully's back, so that's good. And we don't have too many episodes left in this season, actually.
Which one was this? What number?
This was 21 in season 4. Yeah, and then so after Elegy, we have just Demons, and then I've never been totally sure how to pronounce this. Gethsemane?
Oh.
Gethsemane?
Gethsemane?
Oh, shit. Is that how you say it?
I think so. Like the Bible, like the Garden of Gethsemane, where Jesus is
I mean, it ends in A-N-E.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh, okay. I don't know Bible things, so.
Yeah, Gethsemane.
No kidding.
Gethsemane.
Gethsemane.
There we
Okay.
go. Okay.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
got an anthropologist in it, so that'll be good for you.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that will be good for me.
But yeah, so we've only got a couple episodes left.
Gethsemane. I'm sorry. Gethsemane. And I remember that I like had never put. I've heard people talk about the Garden of Gethsemane. And I had seen it written, but it wasn't until like I had read over when Zach and I got married, I was reading over like the words that would be said, by the minister. And then when I heard her say it, I was like, oh, like that's when I put those two things together.
Got it. Yeah.
I still can't pronounce it though, apparently.
Yeah.
So, but yes. Okay,
So
great.
I think there's one other episode of something that we should include at the end of our season 4, and that is the Springfield Files.
What is that?
Because that is the Simpsons episode that has Mulder and Scully on it, because that came out in 1997 during season 4 of the X-Files.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think we should watch that as well.
All right.
And talk about it.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
That sounds great. All right. Well, send us your stories.
Yeah,
and,
please.
Yeah.
It can be as mild as, I thought I put my keys on the left side of the counter, but they were on the right. It was probably a ghost. To, I've been abducted by aliens multiple times. Let me tell you about a tour of the ship.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We're interested in it all.
Absolutely.
And I'll get to work on our floating tackle box of sex stuff.
Please, yes.
You will be hearing from me, Britt.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
We Want to Believe is hosted by Helen Werner and Liz Holden. It's produced by Zach Werner. The We Want to Believe theme music was created and recorded by Zach Werner. Find us at wewanttoBelievePod.com, on Instagram at wewanttoBelievePod, or send us an email at wewanttoBelievePod@gmail.com.